All right, I guess my intro didn't work again. It's pretty annoying. Um, oh well, that's fine. No biggie. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Yeah, we've got some interesting developments here. Uh, yeah, you guys see, this is something you guys got to understand about me, okay? Um, when I'm sure about something, like 99% of the time I'm correct. Okay. I just want to be clear about that, not to sound cocky, but all of you people that are, oh my God, how can you talk so bad? How can you talk so bad about adventures with purpose? They can do no wrong. They found Kylie, so they must be Teflon. They must be they must be saints. But no, no, they're not. No, they overstepped their boundaries, just as I said many times. Um, and I'm going to prove it. And so for all of you that are butthurt, okay, those of you who are butthurt, hit the dislike. Those of you who have some common sense and have listened to things called evidence, yeah, then hit the like. But yeah, interesting stuff. So we have recently a couple of creators have already made videos about this. Um, no, and um, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call it intuition. I just look at a pattern of behavior, and based on my life experience and knowing certain people in my life, in my past, I can come to a pretty safe conclusion of what people's motives are. And these guys' motives are purely greed driven, totally irresponsible. And the entire purpose was just to create dramatic effect in order to promote their channel. Period. Um, Tony Zone. Yeah. And now you don't get to talk. So, yeah, how about that? It's that easy, folks. It's that easy. Um, yeah, I know I'm exaggerating. I'm just being silly right now, okay? Calm down. Let me pull up this article real quick. I wanna run through the halls of my high school. I wanna scream at the top of my lungs. Sorry, I don't like John Mayer at all, but for some reason that song has been stuck in my head for like 2 days. I have no idea why. I don't even like it. Actually, that song's okay. It's all right. I just don't really like John Mayer much at all. One second. I hope. Okay, cool. I couldn't share my intro, but at least I can share this article. All right. So I can't see chat right now. I apologize. So I'm going to be reading this. Lake mystery divers who found missing teen Kylie Rodney's body break silence on murder conspiracies following suspicious car death. And quote, suspicious car death, quote. The volunteer dive team who found missing teen Kylie Rodney in her submerged car still feels her death is suspicious. Yeah, because their video is still up and the case is still open and there's still money to be made. But does not believe her boyfriend was involved. Pay close attention to that. Okay. Kylie, 16, was discovered last month, almost 2 weeks after disappearing following the end of school party in Truckee, California. Um, The Adventures of Purpose crew traveled from Oregon after being alerted about the case and managed to locate her vehicle in Prosser Reservoir using sonar technology. They have been criticized for interviewing an alleged witness named Nick, who appeared to describe seeing Kylie with a boy in a black San Francisco Giants ball cap facing forwards. Her boyfriend, Jagger Westfall, was seen in a Fox TV interview wearing a black Giants cap, but has uh, vehemently denied he ever attended the party amid online abuse. Nick, who works for an unnamed roadside assistance company, claimed to have helped who he believed was Kylie and the mystery boy after her car broke down. I still say that dude is totally full of shit and put there by AWP. I think that he was just part of the show. Um, he alleged that it was either Friday, August 5th, or the day after when the search began, and said he was suspicious of the boy she was with near Boca Reservoir, which is like 30 minutes from where her car was found, by the way. This week, Nevada County Sheriff's Office revealed they interviewed Jagger early in the investigation and say he is not a person of interest after quickly ruling him out. But they have refused to comment on whether they believe foul play was involved amid a full investigation. Now, Doug Bishop, a key member of Adventures with Purpose, has spoken exclusively to the U.S. Sun about the case and the rumors surrounding Kylie's boyfriend. Doug says, as far as the young man by the name of Jagger is concerned, we never mentioned his name, Bishop told the U.S. Sun, which is not a denial. Um, and the hat that was referenced that I think everyone is trying to draw to him, there are millions of those hats that are sold. As an organization, we do not consider anything like that to be possible. He's not a suspect, and we never named him as a suspect whatsoever. No, but you spun a narrative to make him out to be a suspect. Now those conclusions are being drawn, and it's unfortunate. But the FBI has completely ruled him out. Obviously, we don't want there to be any unnecessary harm on anybody. That's not being done by us. This case was in national headlines and being covered by web sleuths before we even came to town. The main thing that the public needs to understand is we have never named that young man, nor will we ever. A source said Westfall was annoyed with Adventures with Purpose putting out the YouTube video, how we found Kylie Rodney murder or accident as his since received death threats. He thinks the video was for clout, and he got so much hate on social media, the pal told the U.S. Sun. Jagger feels they made a mockery of this terrible accident. It disgusts him, and he's made it known. Kylie's family is supporting him. They do not think he was involved, and he is even living with them at the moment. Interesting. I did not know that. Mystery sighting. Jagger, has proof he has handed to law enforcement that shows he was not even in the area. He was driving back from Napa Valley when this man allegedly saw Kylie. Jagger believes it was an accident, that she turned too fast while she was intoxicated and ended up in the water. Bishop said they did their background work on witness Nick and still stand by him 100%, but admit there is possibility Kylie may have been with someone else, or it wasn't her at all. He said the majority of what they uncovered in Truckee, and while speaking with Nick, has been held back until the investigation is complete, but they do not yet know if it's relevant. The alleged witness spoke to police, but it's unknown if he has provided any video or photographic evidence of the couple he encountered in Boca. He previously told Bishop there were cameras on his vehicle at the time, but that he didn't have access to the footage, adding that the boy in question was wearing a white bro tank. I guess you're not allowed to say wife beater anymore. Bishop admits he's not convinced yet that Kylie simply drove into the reservoir alone after she was found in the back of her submerged vehicle with one of the windows smashed. I think it's suspicious, but it's now in the hands of some of the best professionals in the world, and we have to wait patiently, he said. As much as we deem the entire thing to be suspicious, it very well could just be an accident. He added that whatever the conclusion is, it could result in an online storm as many continue to speculate what happened to her and whether anyone else was involved. Bishop said their top of the range equipment, which was better than what law enforcement was using, was the reason they located Kylie in the reservoir. We specialize in something that they do not. So it's not a knock on them, bullshit. It's just unfortunate. He added that if it is revealed foul play was involved, or the results are inconclusive, he fears the public will blame law enforcement. That's because you're also spinning a narrative that law enforcement is inadequate and that you guys are better. Bishop insists Adventures with Purpose are not headline chasers, and that the uh, interviews they do are to get answers and not to generate views on YouTube. Bullshit. I would far benefit to it would far benefit us to be controversial, but that's not how we operate. He told U.S. Sun. Really? Okay. You guys are gonna love this. Um, we really care about what we do. We really care about helping families, and we're going to keep doing what we do. Bishop added, I'm not trying to make anything harder on them than it needs to be. Kylie's cause of death has not yet been confirmed due to a wait for toxicology results. Sheriffs told the U.S. Sun. Asked about the autopsy report, law enforcement provided a statement that read, "The Nevada County Sheriff's Office does have possession of records responsive to your request. It should be noted, however, that the investigation is not complete and is considered ongoing at this time. Once the investigation is complete, the release will be pursuant to all privileges and or exemptions that may apply." And I'm going to go over something fun regarding that in a little bit. You guys will enjoy a little bit. um, we expect the investigation, review, and redaction process to be completed by November 1st, 2022. They added that if the records are still not available in 2 months, they will further advise the media of a new date that they may be released. All right, so there's that. Um, so yeah, did they actually name Jagger? Did they actually name him as a person of interest or as the suspect that the tow truck driver supposedly saw? No, they never named his name because they fear litigation. These guys aren't stupid. They know that it would, worst case scenario, and I guarantee this is what their mind frame is. I guarantee um, that their mind frame, at least Jared's, I would say Jared is the mastermind of all the marketing and whatnot. And, he's he's the mad scientist behind how to spin this narrative. And I would say that Jared would say, okay, well, what I'm going to do is we're going to do is we're going to make it seem like it's Jagger in order to create a dramatic effect, but we're never going to say that it's Jagger. This way, that once, if it turns out to be an accident, um, and we're going to say we think it's foul play, but we're not qualified to say that it's foul play. So, but we can say that because it's going to create a dramatic effect for our video. And so, what's going to end up happening if it turns out to be an accident? We get to blow it off and say, "Hey, we're not experts. We just stated our opinion. We're allowed to have our opinion to state our opinion on our videos." Sure. And of course, they didn't name his name because they know damn well that they could get sued for it. But they did give a pretty solid, um, description of Jagger in the video. Like, I mean, let's just face it. Like, they had to know that what was going to happen was, you crazy ass people out there, you Zav girl watchers, are going to spin a narrative and say that he had something to do with it and her friends got involved. Blah, 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 blah. And so that's why she's going on live every single night for 8 hours at a time, pointing out, naming names of kids that were just happen to be there trying to help find their friend, and then spinning narratives that they may or may not have had something to do with it. But no, they never did actually name Jagger. Um, but but now I want you to pay close attention to this, folks. Pay close attention.
Still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match. Male may be.
Gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match.
Yeah, got it.
without saying.
Interesting.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You say male?
Give me 1 second. I forgot to set this up
Oh
right
my
here.
God.
Yeah, because remember he said that the girl was with a male with the SF black cap on. And
Oh my God.
so yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Now
So
you
how
see
we're praying
Jared
for
here,
Nick
his
Jared
face.
too, because we know that was his first
He loves that
or we're
that's the
assuming
narrative
that's his
that's being
first
spun.
body.
And he
How's he
knows he
holding
can
up?
count on a shit YouTuber
It was
like Sav Girl to spin that narrative. Watch that one more time.
Black cap.
without saying. Now I'm still gathering.
Kylie and say this is the girl that I saw, or was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her vehicle?
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match.
Yeah, got it.
Without
A positive match.
saying.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my god.
You say male?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, because remember he said that the girl was with a male with the SF black cap on. And
Oh my God.
so yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Oh my gosh. So how we're praying for Nick Jared too, because we know that was his first or we're assuming that's his first body. How's he holding up?
See, no. See, you guys, that's exactly what I'm talking about. See, that shit holds up in a court of law, maybe. That shit holds up in a court of law, maybe, where you sit here and you go, oh, but the glare, it could have been any of the guys shown in the media that look so much like Jagger. Nobody's going to be paying attention to that. And he had an opportunity here. He had plenty of opportunity here in this particular live stream that aired. When did they do this live? August 31st, almost a month ago, almost an entire month ago. They had every member of Adventures with Purpose had every opportunity to go, hey, wait a minute. We realize that there is a narrative amongst the web sleuths and amongst the public right now that Jagger was the one who did something to Kylie, that he's the one responsible for the foul play that we suspect. We want to publicly say that since there was a positive match, we want to go ahead and say it was not Jagger, because we don't want this kid to go through any unnecessary abuse online. They could have easily done that, and that would have been fine. And then everybody could have just, well, who could it have been? That still would have been shitty, because Zav Girl goes live almost every single day for 8 hours at a time and saying, oh, well, who's this kid? Who's this kid? What's his name? I want to find out this kid's name. Blah, 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 blah. Pointing fingers, pointing fingers, pointing fingers. But they didn't do that, did they? At no point, because you're hearing him say it right there. He's not saying, well, it was Jagger, because he knows that Jagger could sue their balls off for doing that. But he could have easily, since he just confirmed right there, and I'm going to play it again just to fucking get on you haters' nerves.
More info.
Vehicle matched the description of her vehicle.
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
See, he can't say that.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match.
Okay. So right there, who the male may be was a positive match. So since he's confirming that there was a positive match and they know who the male was, why at any point did this asshole not eliminate Jagger after seeing all of the videos that are being made about him on YouTube by shitheads and by and seeing all the abuse that this kid has been getting. Why didn't he eliminate this kid? Why didn't he say, hey, we got a positive match, but it wasn't Jagger. We want that to stop right now. Why didn't they ever do that? See, Blair, he also did not at any time after that, when the panelists react to that, did he correct it by saying it wasn't Jagger? Just let them think it. Right, exactly. It's exactly what he just did. He took a drink of his water and he was like, With Ryan Upchurch on the panel, knowing the shit that Ryan Upchurch has fucking done regarding this case, knowing full well what he's done, and letting his brain start spinning wheels. So I don't want to hear this shit about, oh, AWP, they're heroes, they're heroes. Heroes don't do this shit. Sorry, but they don't. Now, are they responsible for finding Kylie? Yes, cool. Nobody's taking that away from them. It's how they've handled it. It's how they've handled it. Heroes don't beg and grift for glory. Heroes don't do that. These guys are peddling tragedy that may have not even existed as far as foul play goes. These guys are peddling the idea of foul play because it's more dramatic. That is clearly what they're doing. There's no denying that. We're seeing it right here. I'm showing you the proof right here. I'm showing you the proof that this dude right behind my image that's on your screen right now sat on that panel and peddled the idea that Jagger was the person that this tow truck driver saw. So I'm not going to sit here and let you guys try to defend that shit, because that makes you just as bad as them. That makes you just as bad as them. If you promote that shit and you condone that shit, imagine this shit is happening to your kid. Imagine Jagger is your kid. His girlfriend just died. And then these assholes create some narrative and then hide behind not actually saying his name to shirk any responsibility off themselves. And then your kid, luckily Jagger is not a suicidal kid. Luckily he's not a depressed kid from what we know. Apparently he's just trying to laugh it off. But he's getting death threats and being told to kill himself. Kid can't even be on social media like any other 18-year-old kid should be. And Zavgirl's just as responsible. Like, imagine that's your kid. His girlfriend just dies. And then everybody in the world is accusing him of murdering her while he's just trying to grieve and deal with that. Dude, when you're 18 years old, man, when I was 18 and I had friends that passed, like, it was a hard thing to handle. I didn't know how to, I mean, when I was in my 30s, I've had so many friends that have died. So many friends, family members that have died. Because as you age, that just becomes part of life. It just is what it is. And yes, you're very lucky. You're extremely lucky if somebody that you care about doesn't pass way too early. Because I've lived a very, how should I say, I guess risky lifestyle. Just kind of comes with the territory. When you engage in habits that I had when I was younger, you know, people around you, they're going to die sometimes. And it sucks. And they're going to die young sometimes. And it sucks. And it's not easy to deal with. So when this poor kid who's 18 years old, just graduated high school, has his whole life ahead of him, and was totally had these feelings for this on and off girlfriend that he had, because that's perfectly normal when you're a kid, is to have a girlfriend and shit. Well, now we're taking a break. Oh well, we're back together. We're taking a break. We're back together. That happens all the time. It does not mean that he did not love her. And for people to not have any empathy towards him when it comes to that, shame on you. All of you, shame on you for that. Shame on you for not having any empathy for anybody that's involved in Kylie's life that is dealing with this. Every single one of you that support what Stav Girl's been doing, shame on you. It makes me so mad. My youngest kid, my son, is 22 years old. When he was 16, he had a girlfriend that committed suicide. And I felt so bad for him. I didn't even know how to console him. I never had a girlfriend that committed suicide. I've had friends that have committed suicide. I've had friends that have overdosed. I've had friends that have accidentally died. But I all I could think was just what can I do for my kid? What can I do for my son? And he was extremely strong, surprisingly. But all I could think about is like, what can I do to make him getting through this easier? That's all I could think about at the time. And he handled it a lot better than I expected him to. But nevertheless, um, but see, these people don't have any fucking empathy at all. Like none. Anybody who's sitting there and supporting this and acting like they're sleuths in some way, shape, or form, you know, and supporting this shit for 8 hours at a time while she's sitting there going through video after video after video and interview after interview and interview and going, who's this kid? Who's that kid? I want to know his name. I want to know what he was doing that night. I want to know how he knows Kylie. Blah, 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 blah. That's not responsible. And anybody with a teenager or with a kid, whether they be small, because God willing, they're going to grow up to be teenagers. And if they're adults already, they were once a teenager. So any of you motherfuckers with kids that are in her chat while she does that shit and support it, shame on you. Like, you got some real soul searching to do. Well, it's not directly stalking. That's why she gets to fucking do that shit. Because it's not directly stalking, but what she's doing is promoting stalking. Makes me so mad just thinking about it, man. It really does. Like, it makes me so angry when I think about it. Like, how can you have empathy for other human beings? And you sit here and you say, prayers for this family, prayers for this family. She went over She went over Kylie's mom's statement, respectfully asking everybody to stop doing what she's doing. And then she even said, as a reaction, I kind of feel guilty. And then started making excuses for her actions so that she could keep doing it. And what has she done since? Made a video every single fucking day since. Why? Because the super chats just fucking line up right along the top of the chat. It just sucks, man. It just sucks, you know? Like, and people who get that many views, man, you could fucking, you know, I don't condone it, but I can almost see, you know, well, shit, I've gotten all these subscribers. Now I've got all these people that are going to watch me because they like what I do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shift things. And now I'm just going to use my channel to create awareness. Now that I have this size of a platform, I'm going to use my platform to create awareness. No, it's not just Zav. It's not. There's a lot of them. But most of them don't have the platform that she has. They're just stupid, small channels that nobody gives a shit about. So they're not really causing the kind of damage that she is. That's why I'm targeting her right now. I mean, it's just really sad, man. You know, like I said, I can almost see, you know, well shit, okay, now that I've got my channel built up, I'm gonna switch things around and I'm going to start spinning the narrative of the responsible way to look at things, letting law enforcement do their job. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cover another case. You know, I mean, now that she's built her channel up to that point, why not? So many other creators do it. Yeah, totally. Those people don't give a shit. That's what I'm saying. Those people don't give a shit about anybody, man. I don't think that any member of Adventures with Purpose genuinely gives a fuck about anybody else. I honestly believe that. And I don't give a shit whether you agree with me or not, and I don't give a shit whether you like what I'm saying or not. That's just, I would be dishonest if you know, if I wasn't clear about how I felt. Right. That girl's totally gonna be that type that like once this is what's really fucked up about this is once this is ruled an accident, because I'm almost positive that it will be. Almost positive. Because I have no reason to think that it's not going to be at this point. Almost positive. She's going to continue to act like it's not an accident. She's going to continue to start pointing fingers and making underlying accusations at random ass people that are in Kylie's life because it makes for more content. Even though, and she'll get to say, "Oh well, law enforcement was wrong about where the car was. They missed the car. So who's to say that they're not wrong about this being an accident?" And that's what she'll do because people will still log on and people will still send her money. And meanwhile, Kylie's loved ones, will not get to mourn in peace. Still, they will not get to mourn in peace. And that is literally all they want. That's all the mom asked for. That's all the mom asked for. That's all they want. It's just to let her rest. And by them saying that, I am 100% of the belief that law enforcement has led them to believe that it's an accident. I believe that they believe that it's an accident. I believe Kylie's mother believes it's an accident. I believe we heard an anonymous friend of Jagger's being quoted in the Sun saying that Jagger believes that it's an accident. That she turned her car, she was intoxicated, ended up in the water. Simple as that. We heard Sam, who was once a member of Adventures with Purpose, confirm that Jared and the rest of those guys are purely money driven. We heard him also confirm that most of the time a body is found in the back of the car. And I'll explain again why. I'll use my hand sanitizer as a visual aid. So here's the front of the car, right? Here's the front of the car. The front of the car is going to have where the engine is. The engine is the heaviest part of the car. So when it's sinking, okay, when it's sinking, you see the water right here? You see the liquid? Where's the air bubble? This is where the air is. So it would make perfect sense for her to try to make her way to the back where there's air. At a last attempt for a gasp of breath. That would make the most sense. And the car's going to fill up fast. Especially if the front window is broken out and especially if the back window is rolled down. Yeah, Crime and Lies is another bullshit channel as far as I'm concerned too. Those people fucking suck. I've been calling them out for at least a couple years now. But instinct would cause her to climb to the back of the car. And for them to say that it's suspicious that she was in the back of the car either says that they are incompetent, which I don't believe, or that they just use that to make it seem like it was suspicious because it makes for their video to be more dramatic effect. And they're capable of doing more than just finding cars. They get to sleuth and come up with theories and say, "Oh, find this very suspicious." You know, get the fuck out of here, dude. And just because they found Kylie, the fucking masses who can't think for themselves and have no desire to use common sense automatically take what they say as if they're experts in crime scene investigations when they're not. And it's dangerous for them to come off as though they are. And why is it dangerous for them to come off like that? Because it makes people suffer. People like Jagger in this case. This poor kid, dude. And now, apparently he's living with, I guess, Kylie's mom. And they have to, like, console each other while all of these shitty channels are doing what they're doing. It's just so sad, man. It's so sad and so frustrating. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I'm not saying anything different than I have been this entire time. And I called how it was going to get unfolded, and it's unfolding exactly how I called it. And these guys are doing exactly what I expected them to do and take no responsibility. Thank you, Arnico. Appreciate that. AWP edited the live. The edit was money shots. The edited was money shots. Of course. I wonder if they took out the interview.
It is okay to be so stressed and overwhelmed that you feel like you need to talk to someone about it. And by that, I mean
an autopsy confirming
The interview's still there.
Dispatch. Did you call them to say you were coming, or you just showed up?
I did.
Yeah, it's still there. Yes, Tracy Clark, we can see you. Now, remember the you remember the quote in the article that I read from Nevada Sheriff's Department? Something funny about that. And this person is just a jackass to me at this point. Like, I don't even consider her dangerous anymore. Until she does what she did with the Summer Wells case, because that was just fucked up. But I'm gonna play Heels in the Air video. Yeah, Heels, yeah. So big shout out to Heels in the Air.
If you guys miss me, put a 1 in the chat. You guys haven't seen me for a while.
No, we haven't missed you.
So here's my application for request for documents right here. Of course, I redacted some of the stuff because I will probably be uploading it.
Oh, I love Heels for shit like this.
But I want you to read my request to them. It says, to whom it may concern, my name is Andrew Griffin. I'm with the Bullhorn Betty channel seeking any and all documents related to Kylie Rodney available to the media.
In my quest for truth, I put in a lot of public record request forms. One of them in the Kylie Rodney case.
Missed.
Now you notice under said public record requests, okay?
A very important email. Yes, you guys see that correctly. You see that correctly. Now,
She feels so important because Nevada County sent her an email, which is like, it's a copy and pasted standard statement that they've been sending everyone.
Also, this is also I want to make sure that some haters out there that just just absolutely want to act like I'm not credentialed, I'm not part of media and stuff like
you're
that.
Not.
Let's just,
you're not.
Call it what it is. I am. So they can keep going
Let's call it what it is. You're not.
around with that nonsense, but let's just go through this.
Friday, September 2nd at 7:26 p.m., I got an answer from a
Yeah, because she's media. She's media. I love it. And she is just now discovering what an FOIA request is. I love it.
Administrative Support Services. I had
And Thunder is not credentialed media. God knows.
sent my request on August 25th for the following records in Kylie's case: her autopsy report, her toxicology, all related medical examiner reports for Kylie Mae Rodney, 16, regarding what
bullhornbetty@gmail.com. And it says Public Records Act request. Dear Ms. Griffin, pursuant to California Code Section 6253C, we are writing you in response to your inquiry that you made to Nevada County Sheriff's Office under California Public Records Act, which we received September 10th for the following records. Coroner's report for Kylie Rodney. The Sheriff's Office does have possession of the records responsive to your request. It should be noted, however, the investigation is not complete.
The Sheriff's Office does have possession of your records responsive to your request. It should be noted, however, the investigation is not complete and is considered ongoing at this time. Once the investigation is complete, release will be pursuant to all privileges and or exemptions that may apply. They advise me to see Government Code Section 6254K. Once review and redaction, if necessary, is completed, we will send the files through a file share service via email.
Completed, we will, if necessary, is completed, we will send the files through a file share service via email. We expect the investigation, review, and redaction process to be completed by November 1st, 2022.
We expect the investigation, review, and redaction processes to be completed by November 1st, 2022.
That's called FOIA.
Now, you all have. Hold on, let me just.
And here at ABC Action News, we often use FOIA to get inside information about government dealings, but FOIA
action processes to be completed by November 1st, 2022.
That's called FOIA. And here at ABC Action News, we often use FOIA to get inside information about government dealings. But did you know that you also have the very same access that we do to all of this information?
Haters out there that just absolutely want to act like I'm not credentialed, I'm not part of media and stuff like that. Let's just call it what it is.
I don't deserve credit for that. This is a heels in the air video. Heels in the air did this. She caught this. I just like playing her content, and I like to build up her channel because she's awesome.
To delete my social media, and if so, what is it? Principal reason.
I'm not part of media and stuff like that. Let's just call it what it is. I am.
Principal
no, you're not.
Why I should delete my social media, and if so, what is it?
There are two. One of them is for your own good, and the other is for society's good.
Exactly. Literally, any one of you can request these things, just like Betty did, just like Plunder did, just like that news station reporter said that you can. Anybody can do that. Anybody. You don't have to be a credentialed member of the media. Oh my God, dude. Betty. Like, how do you like get even more stupid? Like, how does that happen? And apparently I'm also blank screen. Right. You are not credentialed media, Betty. Shut up. Yeah. So Heels in the Air will drop a video like this on average once or twice a day. They're great. So subscribe to Heels. Um, I'm a big fan because they're short too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, like I'll see somebody will drop a video and I'll be like, 20 minutes? Do I want to sit there for 20 minutes and watch this? And then I don't bother. But that's why I try to keep my lives under 2 hours if I can. I try to because I'm not fucking so pretentious that I actually think that people want to listen to me for 8 fucking hours. Uh, yeah, that's why I don't make fucking edited videos, man. Like, I don't know how y'all do that shit. Like, that's why I barely like. I use the word creator to describe myself because it's just a standard term for anybody who's on YouTube and has a channel. But I don't like to use that term to refer to myself because it implies that I am on the same level as real YouTube creators who actually like edit videos and add things to them, and it's um, I don't have the patience for it. Maybe I will at some point. Like I'll sit there and I'll mess with iMovie here and there, um, but uh, and I'm learning it a little bit. But God, man, it is tedious. It is tedious to like edit the videos. Like if Ryan Cuckchurch wasn't such a jackass, like I'd be a fan of his channel, because like his videos are funny. I will not ever take that away from him. When he does the zoom ins and then goes in and slows down, slow motions and you know things like that, like they're funny. He's got a way of delivering, which is just really funny, and I give him all the credit in the world for doing that because I just don't have the patience because it's such a tedious thing. Um, but I don't know, maybe like I'll start to do that. Um, but I don't like, yeah. I noticed Upchuck has gone quiet as of late, at least on YouTube. He has, right. And that's why I haven't been covering him. All I've wanted is for him to not be talking about these crime cases because he just does so much damage. Um, that's I wouldn't be talking negatively about Adventures with Purpose if they hadn't caused damage to Jagger the way that they did, the way that their actions did. I wouldn't be pointing it out. But I can't see this shit and keep quiet about it. Like I just can't. It drives me crazy. Like I see this shit and then I see like like a mass amount of people like supporting it and being like, "You guys are the best," and I'm just like, "No, they're not. No, they're not," because that kid getting through this horrible time of having to mourn his on and off girlfriend, it means something to me. I can't help but feel bad for that kid. I can't help but feel bad for Jagger. I can't help but feel bad for her family. I can't help but feel bad for the rest of her friends. And I think what Sav Girl's doing in promoting like their privacy being raided is just reprehensible. It's disgusting. Like it really makes me sick. Yeah, they did say that Jagger was living with Kylie's parents right now. But I think her mom and dad are actually divorced, maybe. Um, like I got this email the other day. It's funny, I did a live a couple days ago, um, and I get this email, and I already forgot the name of the channel because I haven't paid it any attention at all because I think that um, what this dude built his channel on was totally fucking irrelevant. But it's the kid who found the laptop, right? Because the laptop to me is totally fucking irrelevant. So the kid emails me, and then he's like, he wants to talk on the phone because he wants to ask me for advice. And I'm like, I don't know what kind of advice I can give you. I'm not one to really give advice. But he's like, oh, you know, I've been putting a lot of my content, up with paywalls, and and I'm wondering if I should, continue putting the content up with the pay. And I'm like, so what is? I don't understand your question. You know, I was having a hard time. I wanted to help the kid because I didn't really know. I didn't realize until we were in the conversation where we were actually talking. I thought he was just some random YouTuber that just needed some help. And I'm real big on community, and I'm willing to help anybody in any way that I can. And I didn't realize who he was. And as I'm talking to him, I'm like, oh, you're the kid who found the laptop. And then he's like, yeah, that's me. And I was like, holy shit, okay. And then I was like, he starts talking about, I'm worried about how it's going to look if I have, the paywalls up for my content, blah, blah, blah. I'm just worried that people are going to look at this. And I'm just like, well, what are you asking? If you're asking me how to get people to not judge you for putting up your content with a paywall, well, put up a fucking paywall. I think and honestly, like the more that I was like, thinking about what was going on, I think that he was just trying to manipulate the situation to where I wouldn't go after him because I was going after Adventure Purpose for being fucking, glory hounds. And I'm not gonna go after that kid. I don't, he found a fucking laptop that all of the information is already in the fucking cloud. It's already in iCloud, and the FBI already has access to what's on the fucking laptop. If anything, it had sentimental value. Personally, I mean, he refused to give it to law enforcement in the video that I watched, and wanted to give it to the family. But what do you think the family's going to do? The family's going to fucking give it to law enforcement because it could get them answers as to what happened to Kylie. But it's coming off like the right thing to do here. All right, man. Okay. Whatever, dude. I mean, it like I said, irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Everybody made such a big deal about that. Oh my God, law enforcement missed the laptop. No, they didn't. They didn't give a shit about the laptop because they had all the information they needed from the laptop before the laptop was even found. I promise. Guaranteed. Really, is my audio going bad? Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to refresh. Okay. Is the audio still bad? And if the audio is still bad, try refreshing on your end. Okay, so it's good now. All right, good. This has happened before, so I don't know, but I'm just glad it's fixed now. But I just don't, I don't, I like that kid did not need my advice. I think that all he was just worried about was whether or not I was going to go after him about putting up paywalls for, which I think that's shitty. I mean, like, I just put up a community post. I mean, there's nothing wrong with making money on YouTube. Like, we're all doing it. This is going to be monetized. There's nothing wrong with making money on YouTube. If you put out content, then, and if people want to support your channel, like, by all means, right on, cool. you know, but you know, when it comes to stuff like this is stuff that I'm passionate about, and I'm not going to put up a paywall for it. You know what I mean? Where you can only watch it if you pay. Like, but I just recently put up a community post about the Jeffrey Dahmer thing. I still have one more episode to go on that. I'm going to be doing that as soon as I log off of here. I'm going to finish that up. I'm going to drink some beer and I'm going to finish that up. And but what I have not done is I have a Patreon, and I have not given my Patreon members any content on there in a while. And I have a very special guest that's willing to do this Patreon stream with me after they finish binging it. And the idea is to discuss it, is to discuss the Jeffrey Dahmer miniseries that's on Netflix. You know, that's what we're going to do. And that's going to be something that if you think that that's interesting and you would like to hear my points of view on that, and you would like to hear this other creator who hopefully will join me. She said that she would, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Once that happens, then, if you think it's worth it to join my Patreon and watch it, cool, greatly appreciated. If you don't, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna take a situation like this that's actually a development in what's happening with the Kylie Rodney case. And that is, make no mistake, a development that Jagger was ruled out as a suspect or a person of interest. That's absolutely a development in the case. So, but I'm not going to be like members only, you know, depending if I just don't want to deal with trolls, I'll set something to subscribers only, you know. Ika Mouse is saying way too detailed. No, it's not way too detailed. It's absolutely. I've been waiting for that. That's as much as I'm going to say without you joining Patreon. So far, I'm not done with it, but I like that it's detailed. I like that it's disturbing. Hold on a second. What I'll do is the link for my Patreon is in the description right now, but I will also share it in the chat. And there you go. And that's where you'll get exclusive content. And you will also get access to one of my Discord servers. So, yeah. Yeah, basically, that's all it is. You know, it's just a way for you. It's an option for you to show support if you want. Where you'll get different type of content, just more easygoing, more fun content. I'm not so I'm not so fired up about certain things in that it's just for us to hang out. So there's only so many Patreon members, so the chat is very intimate. I'm more focused on the chat. It's more it's more of an intimate setting for all of us to just hang out in. That's the difference. If you feel like it's worth it, cool. If you don't, also cool. That's fine. Yeah, I've got one more episode. Perfectly Imperfect. One more episode. Yeah, and you learn about pesto too. Yeah. I used to do cooking streams. I may still do some of those. The lighting in my kitchen is terrible, so I don't really know if I'm going to do too many of those. But I do like to cook sometimes, and yeah. So, but I like that it was detailed. I want to see more when it comes to these infamous, horrible people in the true crime history, such as serial killers like Jeffrey Dahmer. I'd like to see one like Ted Bundy made in the same fashion, honestly, with great actors. I thought it was, so far it's amazing. It's really well done, and they focused on a lot of different things, and they really focused on the victims and their families too in certain aspects, which I loved. So no, and I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Heels. I did an Albert Fish one because that's something that I used to do on Patreon. I'm going to be doing something different. More like, yeah, when there's a new special or something like that on TV, we'll discuss stuff like that. But I had this kind of gimmick in my Patreon where I would like, instead of drunk history, I would do like drunk true crime, like old cases. I went over Casey Anthony, I went over BTK, and I went over Albert Fish, and I think the Albert Fish one is the one that fucked me up real bad. And it's a bad mix. It's not fun. I didn't enjoy and have fun getting whiskey drunk on like really good scotch, by the way, and like 12-year-old scotch. And then like it was a waste because I did not enjoy being drunk on 12-year-old scotch and talking about the things that Albert Fish did to children. I did not enjoy that at all. So I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing that. We're going to talk about, I mean, we could still, this is a true crime channel more or less. And not exclusively necessarily, but we're going to talk about stuff like that. And but I'd rather discuss like I said, if there's like a new movie about a true crime case or something like that, then we'll discuss that stuff, something that Hulu makes or Netflix makes, something that we can all watch and we can all have a discussion about it. And what I'm going to try to do is just get very special guests, such as, other YouTubers that I normally don't collaborate with, but will under these circumstances. So I think that would be fun. Yeah. Even though Cherry's from England and lives in London, she's Irish, so she calls me a traitor when I drink scotch. She would prefer that I'm drinking Jameson or something Irish. Because I do like my Irish whiskey too. Don't get me wrong. I love my Irish whiskey, but I do like scotch. I like good scotch. I seriously doubt that'll happen. And he's not invited anyway. Fuck that guy. I like Glenn Levitt too, man. I do. I love Glenn Levitt, actually. Crimes and Fashion. But tonight I'm just drinking beer. Not even yet. Like, this is Diet Mountain Dew. Sometimes I'm already drinking and then I'm watching YouTube and then I'll get invited on someone's panel. And so, so that's probably pretty much these days. The only time you'll see me drinking on a live stream is if I'm on someone else's channel and they invited me on their panel because I was watching their stream and interacting in their chat. But yeah, I like my Tennessee whiskey too, Grandmaster Sid Sophos. I do, man. I'm a big fan of it. Oh yeah, I love that shit. Have another drink, swell. Have another drink, baby gap, swell. That's the kind of shit I get all the time, and it's like, well, I mean, like, first of all, most of the people who say that shit are either fucking clear meth heads who fucking have YouTube channels, or they're drunks themselves, or they're pill poppers. And it's like, dude, I'm a grown fucking man. I'm in the comfort of my own home. Maybe I'll look in. I haven't followed the Dylan Rounds case, but maybe I'll look into that. The glare. Like, yeah, that shit, like, that shit doesn't bother me. It just doesn't. Like, I find it funny. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's 10 episodes and they're like each at least 50 minutes long, you know? So yeah, man, like I'm kind of pissed because I don't know what I'm gonna watch afterwards. I got plenty of beer, but you know, I'm gonna be done with the I'm gonna be done with the Jeffrey Dahmer thing by, you know, like I said, I've got half of the 9th episode left, and then the 10th episode to watch. And I'm gonna be done with that in an hour and a half. And then I don't know what I'm gonna watch. And I started watching, man. I started watching. I got into. Well, I started watching it when it first aired, so I've been watching it every week. But on Disney Plus, I'll watch She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. And I was really excited about it, but it's like 7 episodes in, and I'm still waiting for it to progress. So far, it's a big green Ally McBeal. Like, I hated Ally McBeal. You couldn't tie me down to a chair and watch Ally McBeal. You know what I mean? Like, I just not my thing. And I get that it's, you know, trying to focus on a female demographic probably for the most part, but I mean, we can't have some action, some real action, you know? Can't have She-Hulk like kicking some ass in every episode, please. You know? I mean, I thought it was funny that she twerked. That was cool. But, you know, yeah, Gray One She-Hulk. There's a She-Hulk show. And it's not, I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good either. Like, at this point, I'm just like, I mean, I'm going to see it through to the end because they're hinting that they're like going to bring in Daredevil and, you know, whatever. They're like, seems like they're going to tie those in, which is cool. But so I'm going to see it to the end of the season. I'm going to see it through. But the truth is, at this point right now, I'm just like, I'm done with this. This sucks. This is boring. And I'm glad that the episodes are only like 30 minutes apiece. Yeah, Ally McBeal is an old show. Yeah. But like, men don't watch Ally McBeal, you know, unless they're like super ultra liberals. You know what I mean? But like, it's not exactly a guy's show, you know. I am stoked though, because like Law and Order SVU, and Law and Order Organized Crime are like having like this huge crossover event tonight. That means that it's going to air on Hulu tomorrow. Yeah. I'm super excited about that. I'm so excited about that. Yeah, that thing's tonight. It's probably happening right now, but I already missed like the first 15 minutes of it, and I'd have to watch it with commercials. I'm going to wait till tomorrow so that I can watch it on Hulu with no commercials. Well, that's my point. I don't have a problem, you know, Abby Normal. Like I was excited about She-Hulk. I'm all about women empowerment, dude. You know what I mean? But there was no, where is the, you know, Nerd Report probably agrees with me. Like, I'm all about the women empowerment. Dude, that's awesome, man. What the hell are you watching me while you're at Disneyland? Go have fun, man. Go get on a ride, chug a beer, and throw up on a roller coaster, dude. What are you doing? But yeah, I can't. I'm disappointed with She-Hulk only because it should be like, I mean, she should be kicking ass like in almost every episode. Like they brought in Abomination, like the original one from the Edward Norton Hulk, and I thought that was cool. I was like all into that, and I thought that was gonna, you know, but yeah, it's not. They're not giving me nothing, you know. Like the most action that show's had is her twerking at a post-credit scene. I don't want to see She-Hulk twerk. I don't have a problem with it, but you know, I'd like to see a Hulk fight. You know, I'd like to see her kick some ass. Oh, right on, man. Happy birthday, Lewis's son. That's awesome. You took him to Disneyland. Right on, dude. What a good dad. Yeah, there's a She-Hulk, man, on Disney Plus. I don't know if they'll make it exclusively a Juggernaut movie, but I like that they brought him into Deadpool. That was awesome. I really like the way the Deadpool movie, Deadpool 2, like made Juggernaut. I thought that was great. Well, I mean, yeah, I like the spin of her being a lawyer too, but she's also a Hulk. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of being a Hulk if you're not going to do Hulk shit? You know? Oh, see, now you're just trolling my chat. Ezra Miller. That sucks, man, because he's a good actor. I don't like his take on Flash, but supposedly this Flash movie, like, it tested great. So the Flash movie's coming out regardless of like his crazy ass antics. So I'm excited about that. But that dude sucks. Who thinks all men are misogynistic? Yeah, I'm gonna watch it, man. Of course I'm gonna watch it. Dude, like there's already like Michael Keaton. They're doing like a multiverse thing. Like there was, I mean, there's no the only person who's really gonna know what I'm talking about here is Nerd Report, Lewis. But there was a there was a comic book series of the Flash called Flashpoint Paradox. So there was like these alternate universes or whatever. Really cool. And it's like crazy. It's where like Batman was actually Batman's father, Thomas Wayne, because like in the alleyway where Batman's parents got killed, in this alternate universe, Bruce Wayne got killed, and then Thomas Wayne becomes Batman, and and Martha Wayne, Batman's mom, becomes the Joker. Really crazy stuff. But they're gonna do something to that effect, and then they're bringing back like Michael Keaton as Batman. like Michael Keaton's Tim Burton Batman, which is going to be awesome. I'm really excited about that. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, dude, I can separate the art from the artist, man. Like, I don't. Yeah. Like, I think Bill Cosby's a total piece of shit, but I'm always going to like The Cosby Show. Sorry. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. You know, the Huxtables are my jam, dude. They're always going to be my jam. Yeah, I thought the Morbius movie was going to be a lot worse, Road King. I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. I mean, it was what I expected, you know? MGL is not a She-Hulk, dude. Like, if MGL were a superhero or a comic book character, her superpower would be eating all the time. Eating and shitting. That's that's what MGL's superpower would just be eating and shitting. Oh man. But I think I'm going to cover Danny Masterson's trial. Yeah, he did some nasty SA stuff, and he's criminally charged. And so I'm going to be going over his trial when that starts. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. And it sucks because I like him. You know what I mean? I liked The Ranch. I liked him on that 70s show. You know, but I'm also going to enjoy watching him get the book thrown at him. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it. I got Dahmer to finish. Yeah. If you guys want and you guys want to discuss that in detail, join my Patreon, and then I'll do a Patreon stream and we'll discuss it. Anyways, guys, I love you very much. We will do this again very soon, my friends.